Hey, this is Logan with Safe House Construction doing your free video roof inspection. So we're up here taking a look at the roof. We had a leak in this rear side of the home in this back corner. And just so you can kind of get an idea where we're at, if you look out the window, you can see this flower pot. And right in this room below us, there is a leak. And so when I came up here to take a look at the roof, I looked at all your shingles. Okay, there's no missing shingles. Obviously you can tell that from the ground as well. And there's no creased shingles. So what I mean by that is usually when a wind event happens, like we had the other night, you'll notice shingles to eventually break their seal and they'll crease and flap at the top. So I don't see any of that. And so I checked your shingles, for example, just to see if any of them were loose. And so what you can do is you can kind of just take the corner and you can't lift any of these up. So everything is perfectly sealed down. So in a situation like that, I have to get creative to see where this water is coming in at. And so usually what I'll look for is nails that are nailed too low or too high. And sometimes you can see open and exposed nails on your shingles. But as we get closer to the look, I mean, just in this general area, there is no nails hiding in plain sight. And so I don't see anything for water just to be coming in throughout the nails or anything. But what I did notice is up here on your pipes, you can see that there is a curve over here. It looks like this one's not nailed down. Same thing over here. And then overall on some of these box vents, some of the caulking is good, some of it's not on some of them. You can see that nail is caulked pretty good. But you can see, just for example, what over time the water can get in there, and especially since that's not nailed all the way down, these penetrations on the back can leak. So what I did notice is when I took a look at this pipe is actually, I think, the source of your leak. And so what I did is I stepped on this by accident, and right here you can feel it when you step on it that it's a soft spot. And so it looks like there's some water coming in around this pipe, and then right in this area, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but there is like a dip in the wood. And so I think what's happening is that water's coming in, it's trickling down the path of least resistance, and then it lands and hits something, and then it's just flowing back into the room. That's why you're having that water streak on the ceiling. And then again on this pipe, it's the same situation. So this one, you can step on it pretty good and you can feel the dip. So again, just need to take care of the shingles around this pipe and then fix the wood as well as over here. And then what we would do is put some ice and water shield underneath the shingles so that if water ever did get underneath it, you would be safe and protected. And then the only other thing I was going to mention is while I was up here, I did notice you did have hail damage. We did some neighbors' roofs with the insurance because of that. This backside is a little bit tougher for hail to damage the shingles just because it's got a little bit of algae, but I can show you what it's doing to the front. So you'll have places on the roof where you have penetrations, and basically what it does is it just hits the shingles and it knocks off all the granules, and then you'll just start to have these little black dots appearing on the roof. And I know sometimes it's not as clearly seen on camera as it is when you're walking across the roof, but you do have a handful of penetrations, and some of them are bigger than others. You know, some of them are smaller than others, just depending on the size of the hailstorm. You know, some of them had some pretty good dings, but you can kind of see throughout the roof, there's just a handful of hail hits all across the front. And like I said, the backside, not nearly as much, but I know it did hit some of it. So just want to do an overview. What I'll do is I'll come down, show you this video, talk about your options, what things look like for you, and then we'll just go from there. Just want to say thanks again. This is Logan with Safe House Construction.